I'm gonna hold her down a little bit, run up that thrust a little bit. Alex, you ready?
I'm ready.
Hello pilots, welcome back to Motion RC for this awesome assembly, unboxing, and features video of the brand new twin 80mm MiG-29 Fulcrum, and this is coming, as you would expect, from Freewing. Guys, unbelievable. To get this thing out of the box, reminds me of the AL-37, how I can't believe they fit such a big aircraft in the usual Freewing box, but man, they engineered the heck out of this thing, and we've been loving just looking at it, let alone getting out and flying it. So just real quick, while we have it on the table in front of you, you're looking at 50-inch wingspan with a 74-inch length from the back of the horizontal stabs to the tube on the front. It is unbelievable with the digital camo that comes out. You've got the Tiger that you put on if you wish. You don't have to have that on directly out of the box, but this is the CAG bird of this livery. It's in a Slovak scheme. It's absolutely fantastic, and unbelievably now it's the third twin 80mm from Freewing. The F-14 Tomcat, I believe, was the first, then the A-10, but now this one gets the twin 80s, and they have 1920 kV in-runner motors, 9-blade fans. So this baby is efficient, she's light for her size, and with that big belly, she can glide and has great flying characteristics, as you'll see in our flight video. So for the purpose today of this build video, we're going to go through it all, and we're going to start with the unboxing, then we'll run through all the specs, some of which I just mentioned. We'll go through a step-by-step assembly, so if you're getting yours, you can always refer to this video and watch it, and then at the end, we'll plug it in and go around the features of this awesome MiG-29. I'm so excited for it, because it's so large. Let's get started and take it out of the box. Alright guys, so you'll see the box. Actually, I didn't get the regular box art for it yet. This was a early production model that was sent to me, but the foam is intact as you're gonna get it. And coming out, again, look at how this all fits in here. Pulling out the pieces on the top, you've got your giant canopy that's gonna come out. You have the front part of your fuselage and your nose cone, which is removable via magnets. You've got your two main wings, which as you can see has the scale gear doors on it. We'll get to that in the features. So they are twist and turn retracts already included on this bird, and the nice scale doors for the mains, which is awesome. And then looking around the foam of the main wings, you've got flaps, again, nice big flaps, your ailerons, all your servos are going to be installed on it. You've got lights, nav lights on both sides, which is great. And then you have your MWS railing system attached to the wings, because this baby comes with ordnance in abounds. It comes with pylons and your missiles, which is great, and they all slide on as you would expect from any Freewing model. You have your horizontal stabilizers as well, and they look good. They'll already have the digital camo pre-applied everywhere, so you're not going to have to do any decaling on this bird. Then you get a few of your baggies. All the usual stuff is going to be in there. Your control rods, your horns, the glue, any of the little plastic bits that you're going to need to finish the job later. Now, taking off the top part is where you get to the meat of the MiG-29, and you'll see on the bottom section you have your two verts tucked away on the sides and that big wide body fuselage. Again, she is a two-piece fuselage, but look at this wide body. Everything is included in this piece. So you have your two EDF units already in there with your ESCs, your main retracts, your nose gear, everything tucked away. So you can see there's plenty of room for the recommended 4,000 packs, but we were able to fit 5,000s, 5,100 carbons, 6,000, all the Admiral packs fit in there. And then you got plenty of room for all your other stuff. So if you want to put a gyro, if you want to put satellite receivers, anything else, you're going to be able to fit it in this cavernous space. So I say before we do the assembly, though, let's run through the product specs. So now, as we said, guys, she is about 74 inches long, or 1,878 millimeters, And for the wingspan, she's about 50 inches wide. That's 49.48 to be exact, or 1,257 millimeters. She is a big-bodied bird, and other than really the AL-37, I don't know if it's comparable, just they're different styles of jets. She's about the largest bird from Freewing I've ever seen before me, and which is just awesome. I think guys are gonna flip for this. Now again, getting to the motor, it's two 3658 1920 kV brushless in-runner motors inside, the first twin 80 to offer that combination, with two 100 amp ESCs with a 5 amp BEC included as well. The 80mm units have 9 bladed fans. As for the recommended LiPo size, anything from 2 4000s to 2 6000s, maybe even more. 6S packs are going to fit inside. Just remember to mind your CG when doing so. But overall, a fantastic bird. So I say, let's get it assembled. All right, for step one of the assembly, guys, this is where we're gonna glue together our front fuselage section and our rear fuselage. But first things first, whenever we're gluing foam to foam, as you'd hear me say in any assembly video, you wanna score both sides. So take a razor blade or whatever you got, and you just wanna rough up the sides of the foam that are gonna be meeting together with that glue. Then what I do is I apply glue very liberally on one side. And what I like to do, especially when I have the carbon spars, since I'm never taking this off, put a lot of glue on those carbon spars too. Once that's all ready, you're gonna slide it in, press it together, then it's best to pull it apart for about 60 to 90 seconds so you see the stringies, allow a little air into the mixture there, and that's gonna allow for better adhesion. So then push it back together, and then I let gravity do the work for about 15 to 20 minutes. Make sure that, that's nice and tight. Now after that's glued, here's where we're gonna put on our 4 plastic bits. 2 are for the outside section, and 2 are gonna be up near the battery compartment. And they are labeled right and left, so you can't really get it wrong. But just add a little bit of glue that comes with it, and get those 2 pieces on. And then to finish the job here, what you're gonna need is this battery tray. So this is your second battery tray that they give you in one of the baggies. You're going to use the 4 3x10mm screws to screw that in, and that'll do it for step 1 of the MiG-29 assembly. Now let's get started with step 2. Now we're going to install the horizontal stabilizer. And this is a very simple process. Anyone who's built any other similar Freewing aircraft are going to know this, the way this works out. But basically you have these 2 metal rods. They're going to slot into the fuselage, and you'll see they have 2 little divots on them. That's going to accept the two of the 3x8mm flat bottom screws. So all you do is slide in the pole, make sure you're in those divots, screw those screws down nice and tight, and that's just going to help make sure that pole never comes out. So your next step then is going to be taking these 2 collars they give you and the little grub screws. What I like to do is get the grub screw started, screw it in just enough so it doesn't protrude through the circle, so that you're going to be able to slide it over the stab later. Then you take your elevator, slide it over the bar, and it's going to go through that collar. And since you already have the grub screw on there, it makes it much easier for you to then tighten it down, and tighten it down as close to the fuselage as possible, and that's going to help prevent the elevator from pulling out. Now once you're done with that process for both sides, we can move on to step 3. Now step 3 is going to be installing your vertical stabilizers. But now before you do this, if you're going to decide to put the Tiger scheme on your MiG-29 Fulcrum, the best thing to do is not install the vertical stabilizers first. This was an early production model, so my model didn't have the digital camo on the outside like yours will, so I had to install the Tiger face. And as you can see here, it's just 4 total water slide decals. 1 big one for the Tiger face, and 1 little one that goes along the rudder, and it lines up really nicely. Whenever you're doing water slide decals, again, all you have to do is take a lukewarm water, put the decal into the bowl, wait about a minute, 2 minutes, until you can feel the decal wants to slide off. And then what I did was just wet the entire surface of the vertical stabilizer, and as you can see here, just line it up, hold it nicely, and slowly slip away the paper. And now since you've already wet the area, you're going to be able to manipulate the decal all around and get it perfect before it's ever going to set. So once you have it in the perfect spot, then you just wait and move on to the next thing. And then for the rudders, all I did was make sure you turn the rudder inward. It makes it easier to install the decal on the rudder. But again, same process. Wet the decal, wait 2 minutes, wet the surface that it's going onto so you're able to manipulate it. Start sliding it off the edge, get it where you want it lined up, hold it down, and pull the paper away. So if you're going to put on the tiger face, you're going to want to do that now. Now let's get on with installing the vertical stabilizer. Step 3 is going to be installing your big vertical stabilizers. So you have 2 of these here, and this couldn't be easier. The ribbon connections are already included in the fuselage where your servo is going to connect to. So just pull that out. First things first, make sure you plug in your rudder servos, and then you're just going to use 4 3x10mm screws, as you can see here, for the entirety of the process. 2 for each vertical stabilizer. And there you'll see the holes to accept those on the back, and they slot in nice and easy, and those aren't going anywhere. Okay, step 4 is installing the main wing. So here's where you're going to need, obviously, your 2 big wing sections and your carbon tube. So take the big carbon tube and slide it through the fuselage. And now you'll see tucked away on the sides of the fuselage are your ribbon cables. Pull those out, get those ready. And then as you put on one wing, make sure you make that ribbon cable connection. It can only connect one way. And once you push it on, you're going to take 2 of these 4x16mm screws, as you can see here for the wings, and you're going to screw them in. 2 on each wing, 4 total for this process. And at this point, your main wings are now on. Now, as far as the manual goes, guys, step 5 is going to be installing all your peripherals. So we're going to show that here. You do get an antenna that goes on top of the canopy. You can put on your nose cone, but that is just magnetically held in place, and it also has this nice wood piece that's going to allow it from falling off. So you can glue that wood piece onto the nose cone side so that it can pull off. You got your pitot tube that you can put on, and then you have all this beautiful ordnance. So these pylons, they just slide on with an MWS railing system, very easy. And the missiles just slide right on to those as well. And those can be taken off and removed. You're getting 6 different ordnance here, which is really nice, really completes this MiG. Overall, awesome for the accessories. So step 5 is just getting all of that done. All right, now step 6, guys, is going to be actually installing all your control rods and linkages. So in order to do this, what you're going to want to do is get your model bound up and, ready. So when you bind up your model, like I say in all these, that's going to let you know if all your servos are centered. For the most part, they always are, but definitely check. And once your model's bound up, definitely put on a throttle cut so she doesn't leave the table, but I always leave my model on while I do this so I can check each surface once I make the linkage. And then you just want to follow the manual here. So this will tell you all the sizes of all the linkages. Remember, you're installing 2 for your rudders, you're installing 2 for your ailerons, you're installing 2 on your flaps, and you're installing the 2 big ones for your elevators. And the manual gives you, the placement of the rod on the servo. Because remember, there's already ball links on each side of the control horns. So that makes that side easy. And you just follow the manual as it shows, and you'll have no problem getting your control linkages installed. So there you have it, guys. Once she's all bound up, you could drop your landing gear, which look awesome. And we're going to talk more about it now as we go over all the features. Alright guys, so at this point, you have your model all built up, she's bound up, she's ready to roll, so now let's just go over some of the features of this model. First things first, while Alex is looking at it, you see down the intakes of this model, you have those 2 beautiful in-runners with 9-bladed fans. She's going to be super efficient. She has a nice roar to her. She is just awesome. On the inside, you can see the landing gear. Check out when I press down. Look at all that room, nice and big and steady. Again, your railing system, so let me just see if I can pull one off from there. Forget which direction, there they go. So it just, your missiles come on, and then they have the MWS railing system, so they can be interchangeable. You can put other types of ordnance that Freewing makes on there. Remember, this MiG is 1/9 scale, so I think the MiG-29 is also 1/9 scale, which is pretty cool. If you're a MiG fan, now you got 2. I'm going to leave that there. I'll never get it on from this side of the bird. But again, looking at the inside, as you can see, at this point, I have it set up. But again, it's just the latch on the back. And look at all that space. I mean, that is a big canopy for everything you need. And then I'll pick it up, show the camera. But you got your two 5,000s fit nicely. Definitely room for 6,000s in there, maybe even bigger. You got your blue box in the center, space for your gyro, for your receiver, however you want to do it. Remember, at this point, we don't have it set up where it's going to be. We just built it. We haven't gone through where we're going to actually place it yet, but tons of spacing on the inside there. It's very cavernous in this, and I like the top of the canopy. If you notice, it leaves plenty of space for all that wiring to tuck away. It's not like flat where you're pressing down on anything. There's more than enough space to keep things up and out of the way. So again, your nose cone, I didn't glue this wood piece in yet, but you can easily glue it in to one side. So then that'll help. That's a nice lip. That'll help from it falling off in case of a hard landing or whatnot. Again, you have your pitot tubes, all the accessories that you're gonna pop on. So I say, let me plug her in quick. There we go. She's all plugged in. Landing gear is awesome. Now I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it. Trying to pick it up with one hand. Oh, she's big, she's heavy. Gonna flick the gear. Might have to cycle them a sec. There you go. Watch the twist and turn on the mains. And then to finish it off, those nice scale doors. Give it such an awesome, complete look. I will turn it so that both cameras can see how clean it is on the bottom. When the gear's nice, hidden, tucked away. Reminds me of like the Flightline Corsair with those twists and turns. And the nose gear door is just spring-loaded, but it's there. It looks awesome. Really keeps that nice, clean look. And then as they pop right out, let's point it right at Alex. That nose light. Touch your third light, and she's on the turn too. So she's turns on the runway. So those dusk flights will be really cool with this MiG-29. Looking around, let me flip her this way so you can see the back side of her. There we go. Look at those nozzles. So guys, now one of the coolest features while you're looking at the nozzles is that in the future, coming very soon, we are going to offer a TV, a thrust vectoring set, where these nozzles can be changed out, and you're going to be able to manipulate your thrust angles and get some really crazy aerodynamics on this bird. A lot of people have asked for it, so it is definitely coming, which is awesome. So stay in line with that. You're going to be able to grow with this model, being it's one of our biggest and best Freewing models to date. She is just awesome. I'm going to hold her down a little bit, run up that thrust a little bit. Alex, you ready?
I'm ready.
I just almost blew things off the table. I pointed at a direction where nothing was there. Just Alex. Just trying to blow him back. So guys, that does it for the features of this model. Just walking around her, she's awesome. Now what I wanted to do though, was let's take a comparable model like the Freewing F-22. Let me get that on the table, because that's a 90mm bird. And let's just show you a little size comparison, just so you realize just how big this MiG-29 is. So guys, check it out. This is the 90mm Freewing F-22. Very similar in style, I guess, if you will, to the twin 80mm MiG-29, but the size comparison, it's night and day. So I'm gonna lift this baby up, pull the MiG sideways, just to show you length. Pull this back. So now if I go to the end of the pitot tube, I mean, look at that. That's where the pitot tube is on the MiG. If I go to the end of the nose, I mean, look at the size. The MiG is a wide girl. Long girl, if you will, and as far as, you know, width, it's almost impossible for me to show you that, but I'll try my best. But check that out. Tilt that up a little bit. Whoa. Look how big it is. Unbelievable. But absolutely tremendous job from Freewing here. I commend all the design team for putting out such a big, impressive model, and I think you guys are gonna dig it. But guys, let me get the F-22 now. That's a good size comparison there. Let me get that off the table, and then we'll wrap up this video. So guys, as I said in the description of this video, we're gonna have links to our flights, any videos we've done on flights. We're hoping to do some regular on the 5,000 packs. We want to do some flights on the 6,000 packs, grass ops. We'll have a lot of videos out there on this model, which is going to be awesome. And, you know, I'm going to fly it. Patrick's going to fly it. We're going to have a lot of fun doing all that. So definitely check out the links in the description. The Hobby Squawk forum is open now, that thread. So that link is also in the description of this video. So you guys can check that out as well. And that'll do it for me here. Any other questions you guys have, feel free to leave them in the comment section on this YouTube video. Please, please, please hit the like button on the way out the door. If you liked this video, that always helps us out, and it's your best way to say thank you. And we thank you so much for watching. So that'll do it for me, Alex, and Motion RC with the new Freewing MiG-29 Fulcrum. Guys, we'll see you next time.